Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm bringing you kind of a different video suggested by DrakeVanders in my Discord. Thank you for the suggestion, man. If it wasn't for you pointing this out to me, I probably never would have made this video. But today we are going to be going over the rankings for every weapon in Tarkov. This will be 100% factual information, specifically ranking every weapon in the game from S tier all the way down through A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and then F tier. I'm just kidding. This is completely my own opinion. If you have guns on here that ended up in a tier that you think they should be in a higher one or a lower one, let me know in the comments. But this is my opinion. I am going to be like having a little bit of fun with this too. It's not going to be a completely serious video. But for most of the guns that I think are really good, I'll try and not meme on those, so much. But yeah, let me show you guys what we have to work with here. So I'm sure you guys have seen these rank listings before. So basically the way this works is, and we'll just use the flash grenade as an example. We have all our brackets here, S, A, B, C, D, and F. So obviously going from S tier being the best tier, and then F tier being the worst tier. Then all you got to do is you grab the little flash grenade and then you pop it in there. And there it is. It's locked in A tier. So that's how this is going to work. So we're going to go from left to right here. And we're just going to go through every gun on this list. So guys, the first gun, the Glock, in my opinion, is one of the most versatile pistols in Tarkov. It shows, like, it's got a lot of customization you can do with it. This is probably my favorite pistol to run in the game. And as far as pistols go, I would probably place it in the S tier. Reasons for this, right? When you put optics on the Glock, they always seem to, like, the bullet always seems to go where you're aiming. I've always felt like with some other pistols, you do that, it's a little bit off. The P226 is definitely quite accurate as well. But the Glock for me, man, you got 50 round mags in there. We're getting a stock on it next patch. That's going to be pretty cool. You've got lasers you can put on there. You've got the grip, you've got the slides, you've got the compensators, you've got the suppressors. There's just tons of customization. It's a really fun gun to run. I always use Glocks when I'm doing my money runs on like Shoreline or Interchange or whatever other map I happen to be farming at the time. I'll always take a Glock with me, a nice little fancy Glock. So for me, the Glock, as far as, weapon tiers go, I feel like it's an S tier for the pistols. Definitely my favorite pistols. Definitely one of my favorite pistols anyway. So that being said, moving on to the P226. P226, pretty good weapon as well. Not quite as much customization as the Glock has, and you are stuck with, is it a 21 round mag being the biggest you can put in this? I think. I never normally run these, but I would say the P226 is probably about an A tier pistol. The sighting does seem fine on it, but it's also fairly expensive to get it fully modded out. I suppose the same could kind of be said for the Glock as well. But just out of personal preference sake, I think I'd maybe put the the P226. Wait, oh shit. This is a P226 or a Grok? I think it's a Grok, right? Oh shit, man. When you don't even know your pistols. Pepe hands. Yeah, there's no other pistols here. It looks like, it looks like a P226. I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna leave this here in the A tier because the customization on it, it's not quite as good as the Glock. The mag capacity kind of lowers that down for me a little bit. It doesn't look quite as cool, without its full furniture. The Glock with, even minimalist furniture does look pretty cool as well. So I think I'll leave the Grok here, or the P226. I don't know what the fuck this is, man. I don't know. It looks, I don't know. Whatever, man. Whatever this is, we'll leave it in the old A tier. All right. So next up, we have the what's this thing called again? It's the Makarov with the suppressor, the red handle. You often find them with the 84 round mags in them or whatever. This is a pretty fun meme gun. It's pretty trash though. The iron sights on it aren't great. I see most people just like point firing them or just kind of ADSing and just like kind of mindlessly spraying away with them. I'm gonna put this in the C tier. I don't really like this gun. I'm not a massive fan. It does look cool. It definitely does look cool. But I'm gonna put that in the C tier for the time being. I don't really think it's that good. It's pretty meh. It's also quite rare, so you don't really get to run them very often. So I'm gonna leave C or D tier. I'll leave it in the C tier. I'll make some adjustments to this later, maybe. All right, so next up, we have the flashbang. God, it's kind of hard to, like, rank grenades, you know what I mean? Flashbangs are pretty godlike if you use them really well, man. I think flashbangs should maybe go in the A tier for the time being. We're going to move on to the shrimp. This is a bit of a controversial one. A lot of people really like this gun. I always find that when I run this, the bullet never seems to go where I'm aiming. I've also had instances of using the best rounds for this and it not going through visors after multiple headshots through the visor. Oh, so I'm kind of reluctant to put it high just based off personal experience. Coolness factor, the gun looks sick. It's a cool looking gun. Uses interesting ammo that we don't use in any other weapons just yet. Where do we put the shrimp, man? I feel bad putting it low because it's such a cool looking gun. It also sounds really sick without a suppressor on it too. I think I'll leave the shrimp in C tier for the moment. Just because of how inconsistent it's been for me. I feel uncomfortable putting it higher, but I also feel kind of bad putting it lower. All right. Next up, we've got the golden TT, which apparently doesn't exist anymore. I've killed Rashala about, I don't know how many times this patch. I don't think I've gotten one golden TT this entire patch. I don't know. I don't know where it's gone. I don't know. It looks pretty cool, I guess. TTs are kind of like not really in the meta anymore. More people run Glocks. Pretty rare to see people running TTs these days. The ammo doesn't pack, you know, quite the same punch as it used to. Can it one-shot people without face shields? Of course it can. You know, any pistol in the game can. Oh, but I feel bad, man. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I want to put the old school TT up in the B tier. Just out of respect for all those James Bond runs we used to do on Factory. And then I'm going to leave the golden TT down here to represent like the newer TT. You know? Then again, you put a suppressor on this. You swap out the plates on the pistol grip for the black ones. It looks really sick. I think I'll put the golden TT in C tier. And then I think, you know, just based off memories with this gun. Good memories that I've had with the TT, I'm going to leave that in A tier because I think it deserves A tier. Okay? I think it deserves A tier. It's so many good raids with this before it got nerfed into the ground. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to confidently leave that there and leave the golden one in C tier. All right. Now, the ADAR. If it wasn't for so much lag and desync in Tarkov at times, and you know, sometimes when you're in the middle of a fight and you're tapping left click as quick as you can and like the bullets aren't coming out of the gun quick enough, whereas they should be, you know, coming out a decent bit faster, I'd be tempted to rank this higher. But again, man, this gun is so fun to use when you're just long range tapping people and you fully decked it out. It's also a pretty good early game gun. Even if you're running like hollow points in it, it could be a really good gun for early game. I think I want to put the ADAR in the B tier. I think that's a safe place to put it for the time being. Yeah, let's leave that there. We can maybe come back to this later. I'm gonna leave that there just because it's a pretty fun gun to mod and run, you know. And then people get disappointed when they come up to pick it up and realize it's an ADAR and not an M4. Because you can put all the M4 furniture on it. All right, F1. That's got to go in S tier. F1 grenades are ridiculous, man. They're so goddamn good. That's all that needs to be said. You guys know, like, F1 grenades are insanely good. That's just how it is. They're really good. They're the best grenades in the game. Out of all the grenades, this one deserves to be an S tier. I've been destroyed by these countless times, and my only regret is that I didn't use these more, or I don't use these more often, which I should. Now, this is an interesting one. So here we have like an AK-101, an AK-103, and an AK-105. I'm going to put the AK-101 in A tier because I really, really like this gun. Sorry, this one's the 101, my bad. And then this one is based off the mag. This is the 103. Okay, so let's talk about the 101 first. The 101 is dope. It's a really, really good gun. It's got a nice fire rate. It kind of chugs a little bit. Kind of similar to the MDR in a way. But it doesn't have that kind of recoil to it. It kicks fairly straightforward. It looks really great when it's fully modded out. The suppressors can be expensive for them. You don't have to run a suppressor, but it looks much better with a suppressor, obviously. So for me, I'm going to put the AK-101 in the A tier because I really like running these guns. It might not be like the most, you know, efficient or like the most meta gun you can run. I really enjoy running 101, so I'm going to leave that in the A tier. Okay. The 103 fully modded, pretty good gun, but it's 7.62. It kicks quite a bit. You've got to be pretty controlled with, you know, how you spray it and stuff like that. I kind of want to leave it in C tier. Can be a good gun for factory and labs, you know, close range combat, but not so much long range if you're trying to spray unless you're prone. I don't really like this gun, so I'm going to probably leave that in C tier, I think. Yeah, I'm going to leave that in C tier. Then the AK-105, that probably goes in B tier. That probably goes in B tier with the ADAR. The 105 is a really good gun. Small, compact. You know, you're not going to run into your barrel getting stuck up against the wall, or, you know, you run right into somebody's chest or whatever. You're not going to run into those issues with your barrel deviating or whatever. So a really nice little CQB gun. Same with all of these. They all have the same kind of size. So, you know, best for certain situations. Mostly CQB. But that being said, you know, you can put a scope on any of these guns and kind of tap from long range too. But I think the 105 goes in B tier. And I think the 74M probably goes in A tier. Maybe even S tier. Because it is the best AK, I think. It probably is the best AK. Damn. I don't know. It's hard to say, man. This is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. So here we have the M67 grenade. F tier. Trash. Takes 10 years to explode. Don't like these grenades. They're terrible. Screw them, man. Don't like these. Don't run them ever. You can throw them really far. That's about all they have going for them. And then you have a good, like, 5 seconds to run away from it before it explodes. I don't like these grenades. They can go away. So I wish these guns had labels on them, but I know what this is. This is an AK-74M. Or sorry, an AK-M. Sorry, an AKM. Ah, damn. AKMs are so fun to run. But I feel like 7.62 caliber weapons, this patch have just been ruined, you know? God, it's so hard to put a place for the, or like decide where this is going to go. In my heart, it's telling me to put it in C tier. But when you have that nice kind of wrapped suppressor on it and you have all the nice furniture on it, I'm going to put this in B tier. I'm going to put the AKM in B tier. Yeah. That gets B tier for me. You do have to mod it out fully, but it can be a fun gun to run. It looks sick too. It looks so good. It's just really satisfying to run. So I can leave that in B tier for me. That stays in B. Yeah. All right. Let's leave that there. Okay. Next gun, we have the AK-74U. I'm going to put this in D tier. I would give it the nostalgia treatment that the TT had, but the TT, the only thing that changed about that gun was the meta of armor and how it worked. Then slight, you know, values changed about its ammunition. They fundamentally like nerfed the shit out of the AK-74U. If this AK-74U was the same one that was in the game when I first started playing like 2 years ago, unmodified, it would be an S tier. Because back then it was S tier for sure. It was one of the best guns in the game. I'm going to leave it in D tier now. You have to fully mod the gun to even have it be semi-useful. After all that money being spent, why not just run a 74M that's just going to be like a laser beam? There's no point. I remember this gun back when it was S tier. And for me right now, I don't run these guns. I don't like running these guns. Every time I'm asked to build one, I make one, I run it, and I go, why? What is the point? It's trash. It's so trash. There's no point to using this gun anymore. I'm going to leave it in D tier. The AKU, for the time being, stays in D tier. It's trash, okay? Don't waste your time. At the start of the wipe, sell them. They're trash. Don't use them. Now, RGD grenade. I think if I've put the M67 there and I've put the F1 there, I think it's only fair that the RGDs go in C tier or B tier. RGDs are pretty good sometimes. I think I want the RGD to be closer to the F1 grenade than I do the M67. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think putting RGDs in B tier, I feel like that's pretty safe. Yeah. They're good grenades, you know, they're pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, let's leave that there. That feels about right. That feels about right. Okay. Now the Val. Is the VSS on this list as well, or is it just the Val? I think it is just the Val. Okay. Yeah, it's just the Val. All right. So I'm going to count the Val and the VSS as the same gun because they pretty much are. There's not really a massive difference between them. For me, God, man, this gun is so good when you put BP rounds in it. And then sometimes it can feel kind of inconsistent if you put SP6 in it. But I love this gun. I really do like running this gun. I ran a single shot like sniper variant of this gun the other day. I actually had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely at least A tier. God, I think this goes S tier. I think the Val goes S tier, man. Yeah. I think the Val, it has like a lot of like legend behind it. You know, it's one of those guns that kind of, I don't know, it's just, wow, I found a Val, holy shit. It always has that aura of like, you know, amazement to it every time you pick the thing up. Every time you find one in raid early game, you know, you leave it in your stash, you covet that thing, like even more than you do like M4s and stuff. I think the Val deserves S tier. I think it definitely deserves S tier. Yeah, I'm confident in that. I'm going to leave the Val there. Sighting issues aside, Joe, with the OKP and the PSO and all that. We'll forget about that. We'll forgive that. Just because it's such a legendary gun to Tarkov and so many other shooters, I feel like it deserves its place in S tier. So I'm gonna leave it up there. All right. I don't regret that. Smoke grenades. You can stay here with the... Actually, do you know what? Just because they provide a little bit more utility, I'm kind of tempted to put these in C tier. Based on that one raid that I had before where I was in 2-story dorms with Sheriff Eli and Clean. And we smoked the whole place out and I had a thermal scope and I killed a bunch of people downstairs that were in a squad. Just because of that memory alone, I'm going to leave that in C tier. They can be S tier depending on how you use them if you're rocking thermal scopes, but honestly, nobody ever really uses thermal scopes anymore. And never mind people actually using smokes. I feel like they're very underutilized by squads. There's a lot of pretty cool plays that you can make with smokes. So yeah, I think I'll leave smokes in C tier. Whenever the new smoke grenades come out and they actually like basically instantly create a cloud of smoke that you're concealed behind like that, they'll probably be S tier. So we're going to say that new smokes will likely be S tier. Current smokes kind of hovering between C and D tier. I'm going to leave them in C tier just because of that one memory of that one firefight I had. I'm going to leave them there. All right. SA-58. God, how I love to hate you sometimes. It's such a powerful weapon. And it looks so clean when you fully deck it out. And, you know, you put the 50 rounders in it. You've got M61s in it. You feel like a monster. Everyone drops like flies that you shoot with this thing. But is it S tier? I think the SA-58's an A tier, man. It's got so much kick to it. You know, especially like at the start of a wipe when you don't have any recoil reduction skill. You don't have any assault rifle skill. It sounds so good. It looks so good. The ammo is godlike. Some of the best ammo in the game, but I just don't think it's S tier. I think what I'll do is I'm going to put these where I think they should be. And then we can come back to it. I think we can come back to it then. Yeah. All right. MDR. MDR for me is probably C tier. It's a fun gun to run. It's pretty cheap. It's got a pretty decent spray to it. But there's not much you have to do to it to have it be fully modded. You can either put a compensator or a suppressor. You put a foregrip on it. You slap a sight on it. You're good to go. Out the door. MDR probably falls into C tier for me. Maybe even B tier. Because you could use it like an ADAR. I think MDR goes C tier. I'm going to put the MDR in C tier. Yeah. I'm going to leave that there. All right. DVL. DVL as far as snipers go. Put M61s in there. It's going to absolutely demolish people. It's a pretty fun gun to run. Snipers in this game are really great right now. A lot of the sniper scopes don't even really work properly right now. I am going to put the DVL in B tier. I'm going to put it in B tier. It definitely is an awesome looking sniper. It's really fun to run. I'm kind of biased though. I don't really like sniping in this game. But hey, that's the fun of having an opinion, right? All right. Yeah, DVL stays in B tier. I might adjust some of these a little bit later. All right, HK416, S tier. There's nothing else that needs to be said about it. It's one of the best guns in the game. It's if not the best gun in the game. The HK416 is insane. It's so damn good, man. So that gets to stay in S tier. I feel like that's a pretty predictable one. It's got like no recoil, M995, 60 rounders, 95 rounders, whatever you're using. It's an animal. At range, mid-range, close range, everything. It ticks all the boxes and it kicks ass. It slays. It looks sick. Sounds great. There's nothing else to be said about it. It's just one of the best and most versatile guns in the game. It's dope. Now, MP7. This gun for me is the most inconsistent fucking thing I've ever used in this game. Every time I run APSX in the MP7, I shoot people and they don't die. But I've seen other people use it, I've been killed by it, and I just get shredded by this gun. But for me, right now, I want to put this in C tier. I don't even want this to be in B tier. I want this to be in C tier because I've only ever had like bad experiences with this gun. I'm leaving it in C tier. I don't even care. If you guys disagree with me, that's fair enough. Up to you guys. But based off my own personal experience, MP7 stays in C tier. I just don't think it's that good. I don't know. Ammo's expensive, hard to get. There's a buy limit on it, etc. 40 rounders are expensive. I guess that could be said for, you know, other high capacity mags for other guns as well. But no, man, MP7 for me stays in C tier. I can't. I can see that other people think it's a really great gun. For me, it's just screwed me. It screws me all the time, man. I just don't know. So here we have the Kedr and the Klin. Don't know which one's the Kedr. Don't know which one's the Klin. I'm going to pretend that this one's the Klin. Put that in S tier. And then we're going to put the Kedr in A tier. These two guns are sick. They're so fun. They're so good. You use high flesh round damage or high flesh damage rounds, and you spray people in the legs running around factory with a killer helmet and a Fordon. It's a blast. S tier for the Klin. Maybe B tier for the Kedr. Yeah, maybe B tier for the Kedr. The Klin, though, is an animal. That thing's a beast, man. That gun's so goddamn fun to run. The M1A for me goes in C tier. Don't really like the M1A that much. Is it a good gun? Yeah, but this is personal preference. I don't really like the M1A all that much. I much prefer the RSAS and the SA58. M1A for me goes C tier. Not great, not terrible. Do I hate running it? Not really. Do I love running it? No, not really either. Put an Archangel stock on it. I think it looks kind of weird. I don't really like the look of it. I don't really like running it. It feels just meh, you know? So the M1A goes in C tier for me. Yeah, that might be a controversial one, but I'm leaving it there. All right, M4. Nah, M4 goes A tier. Yeah, because it's not that much worse than a HK. Yeah, M4 goes A tier. Fully modded M4s are still pretty good. They look sick. It's always been a staple in this game, but it's definitely been overtaken by the HK 416 for sure. Yeah, no, I think the M4, yeah, it goes in A tier. Yeah, definitely goes in A tier. I'm trying to think, is there any other reason why I wouldn't have it here? Or is there any reason to put it higher? I don't think so, because the HK does everything the M4 does, but better. And for that reason, that's why the HK is in S tier. That's why the M4 is in A tier. Moving on, the M700, which in my opinion is probably the best sniper in the game, it feels like to me. So I'm going to put this in S tier. It feels really good to run. It feels very satisfying to run. The sound out of this thing is incredible. Sniping with this thing is fun. It's a goddamn dream. It feels good, looks cool. Put M61s in it, M62s, M80s, whatever, doesn't matter. It's going to demolish people. But the sound alone off this thing, every time you hear that, man, just everybody who plays EFT just simultaneously has an orgasm just because of how goddamn good it sounds. Yeah. M700 stays in S tier. Now, this is the M870, right? It's fun, but it's a shotgun, and pump action shotguns are kind of trash. So I'm going to leave the 870 and the 133 in D tier. Don't like them. They look cool when you mod them out, especially the M870, but they stay in D tier for me. Kind of trash. Mosin, F tier. Fuck this gun. I hate this thing. Remove it from the game. Screw the Mosin. F tier. Trash gun. Worst gun in Escape from Tarkov. Don't care what anybody says. It's a shit gun. Nobody should use it. It should only be found in raid in broken pieces that you have to piece back together before you can use the damn thing. You shouldn't be able to buy it. It should only be barter. It should only be found in raid. You shouldn't be able to buy these things. I don't care. This gun is trash. This gun has effectively ruined this game. Parts of this game were genuinely 100% ruined by the introduction of this shit, cheap sniper rifle. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get into it. That's my reasons why the Mosin is going in the fucking F tier. There should be another tier below this called Nuclear Reactor, because I would throw the Mosin straight in there. Come at me. This gun is trash. And it stays in F tier. All right. That felt good to get that off my chest. The 153. 153 is pretty damn good, man, especially early game. I think we give the 153 B tier. And then it starts to make less sense that I put the MDR in C tier. But it's personal preference. Oh, maybe the 153 goes in C tier. But it's really good for early game, though. God, it's such a good early game gun. Yeah, it stays in B tier. Good early game gun. All right. Moving on. MP5, A tier. MP5 is a fantastic early game gun. I really like the MP5 for the early game. It is really, really good. So that stays there for early game. Even to the mid game. And it's also a really fun gun to run late game, provided you're not running into people with visors and shit like that. Yeah. MP5 goes A tier. Sounds good to me. I don't really like the MPX that much. I used to enjoy running modded versions of it. And some people might argue that it's better than the MP5, but for me, the MP5 just has a special place in my heart. It must be because of all the COD 4 I played. I used to use the MP5 a lot back then too. I think that's carried on over. But I think I'm going to put the MPX in B tier. Yeah, for me personally, B tier. RPK. I really want to put this in C tier. I really don't like this gun. So I'm going to. I'm putting the RPK in C tier. Don't like it. Is it fun to run every now and again? Yes. Not very customizable. Not a whole lot of shit you can do with it. The 95 round mags aren't really anything special. You can put those in any of the other AKs that run 545 rounds. I'm going to leave the RPK in C tier. Just because I've had bad personal experiences with them. Don't think they're that good. I think there's other guns that are much better. RSAS, S tier. One of the most fun guns I run in Tarkov. I love this gun. I think it's really, really good. I think it's way better than the M1A. I also think it's better than the SA58. I feel like precision is your best friend when you're running an RSAS, and I like that. It's a really cool looking gun. Sounds great. Suppressed, unsuppressed, whatever. 20 round mags. I know maybe, you know, having a 30 rounder might be a bit better for it. Maybe we'll get one of those in the future. I don't know. But this gun just looks sick. And then the mini SAS too, man. The mini SAS too is awesome as well. Really, really, really good gun. Yeah, I feel very comfortable leaving the RSAS in S tier. Yeah. Saiga. I guess I kind of have to put the Saiga in the same category as the 153. Pretty good early game gun. Kind of trash late game. I'm going to leave this here. Yeah, I'm going to leave this here. I feel like it deserves a B. Because it's been in the game for so long. People run it all the time. People meme with it all the time, even late game. I think the Saiga deserves at least a B tier. All right, SKS. I personally don't really like the SKS at all. I want to put it in D tier. But I know a lot of people also like running it, but this is my own personal opinion. I don't like the SKS. Every time I run it, man, I don't know. I choke or whatever. And you think because I love the RSAS so much, I wouldn't have an issue running an SKS, but I don't know. There's just something about it, man. Same with the MP7. It's like the MP7 and the SKS. I just have problems running these guns, and I don't know why. I guess just some guns just don't suit some people. And for me, that happens to be the SKS. I'm just not a fan of it. SV98. Yeah, I mean, the ammo... Maybe I should move the DVL to A tier. But I don't feel like it's only one step down from the M700, though. Nah, you know what? I'm going to put the DVL to A tier, and I'm going to leave the SV98 in B tier. The SV98, everybody knows the wet slap, you know? You hear this, you used to get excited, you know, back when it actually used to cost money and not just be worth like 10 or 15k to sell. But, yeah, I can leave the SV in B tier. I feel like the ammo just isn't as good anymore. I don't know. There's just something about this gun, man. It doesn't feel satisfying to use. You don't get the right feedback from it. And there's just something about it, man. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to leave the SV in B tier. SVD, this is another gun I really don't like. I'm putting this in C tier. Don't like it at all. It's just a trash gun, in my opinion. I don't know how people run this. The ergonomics, the time it takes to ADS with the thing. It feels clunky. It feels bad. Does it hit like a truck? Yes, of course it does. It's firing fucking sniper rifle rounds. It's insanely powerful. For me personally, don't like it. Too clunky for me. Maybe when they add more attachments to it, you can get higher ergonomics on it. That might be a little bit better. For the time being, the SVD is staying in C tier for me. Not a fan. Not a fan for me personally. TOS, S tier. Duh. Best gun ever, dude. TOS is like... I don't know why anybody runs anything else when you could just run a TOS every single raid. The TOS is one of the most customizable guns in Tarkov. It's one of the most versatile for every situation you get into. It's just so good. How can you lose a fight when you have this in your hands. It's honestly, it needs to be nerfed. And I've heard that they're adding slugs for it too soon, which is just going to make it even more powerful. The TOS is just insane, man. It's such an overpowered weapon. It's crazy. I can't believe it's actually even in the game. Yeah, TOS is S tier. Definitely an S tier weapon. If you haven't used one before, you're missing out, man. It's a really, really great gun. All right, Hunter Vepr. I hate this thing. It's F tier. I don't like you. Go away. All the player scavs that get killed by always have these with M61s in them. Why do they have Hunter Veprs with M61s? You stay here with the Mosin. Fuck you. I don't like you. You stay down here with the Mosin. I will never use you. Maybe early wipe I might, but other than that, I will never use you. Okay? Shit, the Vepr. Vepr's A tier. IMO. The Vepr is A tier. With BP rounds, the Vepr is A tier. Fully modded A tier, for sure. This gun is really, really good, and it's really, really underrated. This could just be personal bias because I love running this gun so much. But I'm putting the Vepr in A tier. Not memeing. Genuinely not memeing. I really do. I really do like this gun a lot. I really, really dig this gun a lot. I do actually use it a decent bit. And yeah. After all I've used it this patch, all the good it's done for me, I feel like it deserves an A tier rank from me. That's where it's staying. The 209. Just because I did one raid where I killed a fully geared, like 3 or 4 man squad with this thing. And it was fully modded out. And it was pretty funny. And it killed them pretty quickly because I shot them in the legs. I'm gonna give the 209 a C, D tier? I don't know. I'd rather run this over the SVD though. But I'm putting it in the same category. It's my list. I do what I want. It stays here in C tier. All right. 209 gets a C tier. Just because of the memes. Just because of the solid memes that have come out of this gun. All right. APB for me, F tier. Trash gun. Don't like it at all. I think it's terrible. After the recoil changes, it kicks way too much. The ammo's trash. Don't like this gun. And I will probably never enjoy using it. So that gets to stay in F tier for me. Makarov, trash. Hate it. F tier. Terrible gun. Sell all of them at the start of the wipe. Don't use them. Don't even pick them up. Yeah, that gets F tier for me. Now, there's another TOS here, and I'm not sure why. Like, there's no AK-74M on this list. Nor is there a PP19 or the Saiga, the one that looks like the PP19, but it's only semi-automatic. I'm going to pretend that this TOS is the 74M. And I think the AK-74M probably deserves to go in the S tier because it is probably the best AK out of all of them. The 74N isn't even on this list either. Dude, how can you be making a list about Tarkov weapons and leave the 74N out? Either way, the 74N would end up in A tier. The 74M is S tier, simply because of the higher fire rate. Val, HK, Glock, F1s, the Clin, M700, the Sassy, the TOS, and the AK-74M for A tier. The P226 or the Grok. I don't know what the fuck this is, man. I don't know. I don't run these guns very often. Whatever it is, it gets an A tier, I guess, as far as pistols go. The TT gets an honorary A tier just because of how good it used to be. Flashbang grenades are insanely good if you're good with them. M4 is just is just a shittier version of the HK, but it's not that much shittier to where it would be dropped down to a B tier. This is the AK-101. I personally really like this gun. It gets an A tier for me. The SA-58, I'm still struggling, man, to actually have this in A tier. I feel like it should be in B tier, but I'm going to leave it in A tier just because I've had some good raids with it this patch. MP5, I love that gun. The Vepr, the DVL, seems fair. The ADAR, the AK-105. Yeah, the AK-105 goes in B tier. We've got the AKM in B tier. The RGD, the Keter, the 153, the Saiga, the MPX, and the SV98. I think I swapped these. I think I put the AKM down here and I put the AK-103 up here. That's more fair, I think. Yeah, that's better. Oh, then again, I don't know. It looks so much cooler when it's fully decked out. Yeah, I'm leaving it like this. I'm leaving it like this. Whether the gun is actually better or not, in my opinion, and this one's higher just because it looks better when it's fully decked out. It's more fun to run. All right, and then C tier, we have the suppressed Mackie, whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of it exactly. Then the Shrimp, just because of how inconsistent it's been for me. Cool gun. But for me, it's about a C tier gun. The golden TT, whatever. Actually, I'm putting this in D tier. Trash. The MDR, about a C tier gun. MP7, controversial, but meh. I don't know, man. If you love the gun, it works well for you, go for it, man. Smoke grenades, meh. M1As, meh. RPKs, meh. Vepr 209. Ugh, I'm just putting it here just because I had some fun raids with it. That's the only reason. AK-103 is good, but I just... Shit, man. Should I just put them both in the same category? I'm going to put this up in B tier as well. I don't care. It deserves to be up here. SVD, bleh, trash gun. Don't like it. AKU, feel like deservingly enough, it ends up in D tier. We've got the 870, the 133, the SKS. Don't like the SKS at all. Sue me, man. I don't know. If you like it, then shove one up your ass. That's fine. But for me, it just doesn't do it for me, dog. It's staying here. Yeah, golden TT. Bleh. M67 grenades. That can be thrown straight out the window, straight past the river, straight into the fucking dump. I don't care. It's just shit grenades. Terrible. Mosin. Crap. Why would anybody want to use this gun? It's terrible. I hate it. I hate that it's all everybody uses for the first 6 months of a wipe. Please use something else. APB is trash. Hunter Vepr. Fuck this gun. Why do scavs spawn with it with M61s? Go away. It's terrible. And the Makarov, deservingly enough, ends up down in the F tier because it's a trash gun. So lads, that's it. There you go. That is my rankings from A tier to F tier. Or sorry, S tier to F tier. For all the guns in Escape from Tarkov. Now lads, please do remember, it's my opinion. It's like some of this shit, yeah, it's like factual information. But mostly it's all very opinionated. It's like, I like this gun more than this gun. You know, person B, well, I like this gun more than this gun. Well, I like this gun, and this one fits up my ass real good, so I use this instead. It's you know, this is just something for fun. If you guys want to fill it out yourselves, tweet it to me or something like that. I'll have a look at it. I just think we could have a little bit of fun with this. So lads, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment telling me how wrong I am for putting certain things in the wrong places. That's absolutely fine. Let me know what you guys think. And lads, cheers for watching. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.